Hey, this is Raulh of Please Act Right, and this is part 2 of the paternity court case. Shout out to the Red Pill Neil for posting the link of the entire video. Greatly appreciated. If you saw the first video I made, I was wondering if the mother here in the red got any backlash from the judge when the paternity test came back showing that Mr. Jones was not the father. Here's a recap of her rant.
Tell you something I needed to know. Excuse me just a minute. But love to me is an action word. If you loved her, you would have been there for her. You can't say that you love her and never be there for her. So shut up.
Now I do have to give the mother this piece of credit. She is actually right. You can't say you love someone and never be there for him. But there's a reason why he wasn't there. It's because of what the mother did. And you're about to find out what she did that kept him suspicious about whether this young lady was his daughter or not. Now pay close attention because the mother is going to tell on herself throughout this video.
Then 4 months ago, you learned that he and another man could possibly be your father.
Yes, Your Honor.
This young lady is 28 years old, and 4 months ago, she found out that another man could possibly be her father. Didn't the mother know that she slept with 2 different men and could possibly have gotten pregnant by the other man? Of course she did. So why did the mother only tell the daughter that Mr. Jones was the father? Chances are because the other guy was irresponsible.
And Mr. Jones, you argue that you're 100% positive that you're not her biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
When a man is 100% sure that a child is not his, he will not spend time with that child.
What was it like for you as a little girl?
He was in and out my life. I barely saw him.
Was in and out your life?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you remember quality time you spent with him?
No, Your Honor.
And the child is the one that ends up suffering, like this young lady right here. And this is all the mother's fault, as you'll see if you keep watching.
Were you involved at all?
Yes, Your Honor, I was. Matter of fact, Your Honor, the problem was, Your Honor, that I never felt that Lakeitha was actually my child. And matter of fact, I addressed that with her mother on many different occasions.
So he kept telling the mother that he felt like the child was not his. And when Mr. Jones tried to get a DNA test, look what the mother did.
But we had to set up once before where when she was a little girl, that she could have had, we went up to have a test done when she was little.
Yeah, but my mom told me that you said you didn't have the money for it.
No, that's not true. At first I didn't, but I went to the hospital and I got there. And Terry knows that Ms. Brittingham knew that when we got to the hospital, I was there to get this test done then.
And what happened?
I was standing up in the line to be waited on. I got there, there was a gentleman ahead of me. Then when he moved, I stepped up and I turned around and looked. I looked up, Terry was walking out the door with the baby on. This is ridiculous, and she walked out the door.
So she agreed to get the baby DNA tested. And when it was finally their turn, she gets up and leaves with the baby. Now why would she do that? Here's why. She knew there was a chance that the DNA test was going to come out that the other guy was the father. And more than likely, he was an irresponsible person. She knew that she was not going to be able to get child support from the other guy. That's why she got up and left. Take note of how he described the way she spoke. This is ridiculous. It sounds just like her if you listen to her when she gets upset.
So why so much doubt? You say you're 100%.
Well, first, Your Honor, when I was with her, I was always protected. And I made sure that
There's cheaper and more effective ways than Botox and microneedling to help turn back time. Anti-aging pros agree there's some impressive science behind supplements to support your skin. For instance, one of the best ways to ensure your skin stays healthy looking and youthful as possible has everything to do with your collagen production. That's why I highly recommend taking and using collagen for your everyday regimen. The brand I use comes with 10 grams per serving of supercharged collagen to support skin health, and it's super easy to blend with your favorite drink of choice. This shopper's favorite provides 5 clinically important types of collagen to help improve skin elasticity, hydration, and youthful glow. That's why I believe results are 100% worth the investment. The best part is, if you order collagen today using my link, you'll get 53% off, plus receive several free gifts with your order, including free shipping, free VIP live health and fitness coaching for life, a free new e-report titled The 14 Foods for Amazing Skin, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. What's more is that a portion of the order goes towards helping hungry children in need through the partnership with NoHungryKids.org. Go to healthactright.com, that's healthactright.com, or click on the link in the description.
Your Honor, when I was with her, I was always protected, and I made sure that. And then when she says it must have burst my protection, which I knew it did not.
Well, we're the ones that go to the bathroom to take the condom off, so we know if it popped or not.
You found out you were pregnant.
Yes.
You told him? Are
Yes,
you on
I
the
have.
birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor, he is on the birth certificate.
During the pregnancy, was he around?
No, once I told him I was pregnant, I was dismissed.
So he wasn't there through the pregnancy?
No.
He wasn't there through the birth?
No.
But you named him as a father on the birth certificate?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
She slept with 2 guys at the same time, but she's sure pushing the issue of making him the father by putting his name on the birth certificate.
Because at the time, we were having relations. And then about a week or so later, I find out that I'm pregnant.
Your Honor, if this was,
You found out you were pregnant a week or so later? That's a little quick, don't you think? But even the judge finds it to be a little odd. Look at her face. What I would love to know is, what were her symptoms that she was having a week or so later that would give her the indication she was pregnant?
the case, well, why, when she went down there to file for child support, when they asked who the father was, she wouldn't tell them? Well, the lady told her, said, if you can't tell us who the father is, you cannot get support. But what happened is, then all of a sudden she hesitated, and then she said Jerome Jones.
She hesitated because she wasn't sure. She said Jerome Jones because she knew he had the money to pay child support. I say this all the time. This is what women do who are promiscuous with sex. They sleep with different guys at the same time, they get pregnant, and they automatically choose the most responsible guy to be the father, therefore letting the other guy, who is the father, off the hook.
What you felt like all these years was that she wasn't completely honest during that time.
Exactly.
And you've paid support all these years.
Yes, I have.
You have evidence that
Yes,
you brought?
I do. It's right here, Your Honor.
This is happening to too many men paying child support for a child that's not even his.
I never hesitated or nothing else when somebody asked me who the daddy was. Yeah, I put you down there. Yes, I did. Because
All right.
you know that's what was going on between us.
You mean us as in you, him, and the other guy?
This is a very healthy stack of documentation of all of the support you've paid throughout the years. You're saying you've paid close to $50,000 in child support
Pretty close.
for a child that you 100% believe is not yours.
Absolutely.
He believes 100%. Now keep in mind, he was saying this even before the DNA test came out showing that he wasn't the father. He knew the mother was on some sneaky stuff.
Because like he said, this could have been avoided before she even had any knowledge of who he was, had we had a DNA test. This standing in line and I'm walking away, it might have happened, but I don't remember it. I really do not remember any of that.
What woman walking this earth does not remember taking her child for a DNA test with one man, knowing that she slept with 2 men?
Your Honor, she walked out of the hospital. She walked right out of the hospital. I turned around, looked to see what she
Because I was
and
never
she was
there
walking
at
out the
the
door.
hospital. That's why.
You were there
I
and
was
you left.
not there.
Yes, you were.
I told you before, I don't remember it. I don't have Alzheimer's.
Could you imagine if they had camera footage back then like they do now after she said she doesn't remember? If he had said, Your Honor, I have the videotape right here. She probably would have passed out.
So does she know his family?
Yes.
Yes, I've been to 2 family reunions. I don't really remember the first one, but one of my youngest brothers told me about the family reunion. So my mom took me out there to meet my family.
So your father didn't tell you there was a family reunion?
No,
Did he know you were coming?
no.
She didn't show up at his house with the child unannounced. She showed up at his family reunion with the child unannounced. Do you understand the disruption this could have caused in front of the entire family? Yeah, she knew it, and that's why she did it.
So you just took your daughter out to the family reunion
Yes.
so she could meet her family.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
So now the $1 million question is, why didn't you invite her?
I don't know if I didn't. I cannot remember. If I had or not, I don't remember.
Oh Lord, your memory's slipping too? Here's why he didn't invite her. Because he did not believe the child was his. Family reunions are for family.
Not only that, Your Honor, at the time when Terry and I got together, I was in a marriage relationship, but we were on the outs. But Terry took upon herself.
Oh, so you were sleeping with a married man that you knew was married. Did you see her body language when he said that? She didn't think he was gonna bring that up.
But Terry took upon herself to even call her, my wife, to let her know that she was having my baby.
Yes, ma'am, I did. I certainly did.
She owned it.
Even though she was sleeping with another man, and it could have been the other man's child. This is a tactic that women have been using for years when they can't get the man to take care of a child that they claim is his child, even when she knows it's not his child. If you don't do it my way, I'll disrupt your life and even break up your marriage. Now don't get me wrong, he does have a part in this. He shouldn't have been sleeping with a woman outside his marriage. But that still doesn't excuse the fact that she knew there was another man that could be the father.
Did you know he was married when you slept with him?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And here's where all your credibility starts to fall apart. Why were you sleeping with a married man that you knew was married?
And so you felt like his wife should know you were having a baby?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And when you called her, what did she say?
She said, what? Because I told her who I was.
But you never mentioned to his wife that there's a 50-50 chance that it could be another man's child. See how she conveniently keeps leaving that part out?
She was like, what? I said, yes, my name is Terry and I'm having Jerome's baby. I am pregnant by Jerome and I need him to start stepping up and doing what he needs to do. Out of all of this, she is the one, I'm sorry, that was hurt by this.
No, you're really not. Because if that were true, you wouldn't have been sleeping with her husband.
When I went to court, the time we were doing child support, the judge said to me when I said, Your Honor, I'd like to get a paternity test. He says, whose name's on the birth certificate? She says, his. The judge says, she's yours.
And that's exactly why she put his name on the birth certificate. This is what's been happening to men for decades throughout the United States. The woman who had the child can put any man's name as the father on the birth certificate, and he'll end up paying child support, even after asking for a DNA test. And that's why mandatory DNA testing needs to be law in all states, not just Tennessee, so men will stop being financially ruined paying for children that are not theirs.
Growing up, I heard my mom tell me that he always talked about I was never his.
Well, see, the first of all, she should have never been telling her that from the start.
First of all, I don't lie to my children either.
You have to lie.
And of course, here's where she goes on her rant.
Tell you something I needed to know.
Your Honor,
Excuse me just a minute. But love to me is an action word. If you loved her, you would have been there for her. You can't say that you love her and never be there for her. So shut up.
Now let me give her the same speech. Love is an action word. If you loved her, you would have gotten a DNA test a long time ago so you could tell your daughter who her real father is. You can't say you love her and claim that one man is the father knowing that you slept with two different men at the same time. So you shut up.
In the case of Jones v. Jones, when it comes to Ms. Lakeitha Jones, Mr. Jones, you are not Lakeisha's father.
Now, when I did the first part of this episode, I wished I had the rest of it to see if the mother is going to get any backlash whatsoever because she's the reason that the child went through 28 years thinking that this man was the father. Well, I have the ending now. Let's see what happens.
And that's fine. So now you know. Come here, baby. So now you know. That's all right, because you'll always be my baby.
Why the hell are you all clapping?
We say in this courtroom all the time, it takes DNA to be a father, but it takes love to be a daddy. And what this young lady needs right now is a daddy. She needs that hug. You know, it means a lot to this court, and I know it means a lot to Ms. Jones to see the tears in your eyes and the compassion in your heart.
And the fact that he paid $50,000 for a kid that's not his and he can't get any of that money back from the real father. Hey, I'm just keeping it real. Who's okay with being forced with spending $50,000 on somebody else's child?
For a young woman who so desperately wanted your love and your support and your acceptance all these years. So I wish you the best of luck. Court is adjourned.
And there you have it. Mama gets off scot-free. The judge doesn't say anything to her about walking out on the DNA test when the child was younger. Nothing is being said about her sleeping with a married man. Mama doesn't get anything said to her about showing up at his family reunion unannounced, knowing that there was a 50% chance that the child belonged to another man. The judge doesn't say anything to her about calling the man's wife and trying to disrupt his life, knowing that this child could have been to another man. For years, women have been doing this garbage to men and they just get away scot-free. Once again, he does play a role in this because he was still married when he slept with her. But I believe him when he said that they were at the hospital to get the DNA test and she turned around and walked out with the child. Some of these women will play Russian roulette with their vajayjay, and when they get pregnant, they will stop at nothing to go after the most responsible and the most financially stable guy to make him pay for her being careless. But let me address the real victim here, the daughter. She went through 28 years of her life thinking this man never loved her, when in reality, he knew she wasn't his. And it's all the mother's fault. All the mother had to do was take the DNA test, and she would have known 100% that the other guy was the father a long time ago. So let this be a lesson to all the married men. If you sleep with a woman outside your marriage, this is exactly what can happen to you. This woman can disrupt your life for years, and you could be paying for a child that's not even yours. But the biggest takeaway is the mother can lie for years, telling you the child is yours, while collecting child support from you. And when the truth comes out that the mother lied, the law won't do a damn thing about it. She won't apologize, and all that money that you spent will never be returned to you. So how do you avoid this? It's simple. Don't sleep with a woman in this country until DNA testing is mandatory. Hey, somebody will tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. I post a new video every week. And in the meantime, will you please act right? My name is Raulh. See you in another video. So if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these two videos right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy them too. And if you like, you can visit my channel. I have plenty of videos there. Go ahead. Don't be scared.